Hey now, welcome into another episode of Happy Friday America, July 25th. We're going to be getting into it today. And who's not ready for the weekend out there? I guarantee you everybody is. And I'm really happy to be sitting here getting ready to record an episode. My name is Arthur Raw, and I do have fun smashing these buttons, coming up with great articles for y'all to hear about this week. And I'm doing it with my good friend, Kevin Homemade Hammer Batstone.
Happy Friday, America. Thanks for joining us again right here on the Discussion Combustion Production YouTube channel, where all the fun things happen. DC-PC, mash the gas, and we kick your weekend off right with some ridiculous articles. But first, today in history.
Today in history, we're going to go ahead and get it started here on the 25th of July, 1832. The very first railroad accident happened in the United States. It happened on the Granite Railway, and that was in Quincy, Massachusetts. Do you want to take a guess on how many people lost their lives on that fateful day?
One.
That is correct.
It's in the script.
That would be correct. Only one incident, one death on the first incident on these railroads, and we know it wasn't the last. 1850, gold is discovered in the Rogue River in Oregon. I wonder if there's still any gold to be found out there.
Has to be. I mean, we know there's a ton of gold here in the Colorado Rockies. That's why they're the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of gold up in the Idaho Springs area. Hell, if you do some exploring, there's like abandoned mine shafts and different gold mining areas up there.
Have you ever done a little river gold?
I haven't done it personally,
or...
but I was out doing some fishing and walking the banks, and I saw other people doing it. I was like, that's pretty cool.
It's fun. I've done it with Clint. He was a guest host on this show before,
Mr. Gersh,
and we got a little bit of gold
dust.
Yeah. So it's fun. You know, it's fun to make a little trip out of it, a little day trip if you want to go up there, get into the wilderness a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In 1946, I haven't hit some nuke news in a while because we all know I really did dive into the history of nukes and like how many went off. It was fun. But this one was kind of cool because the U.S. detonates an underwater atomic bomb at the Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. But what makes this is unique is this was the 5th ever nuclear detonation to occur. So one of our younger detonations in nuke news history.
Terrific.
1952, I've kind of thought about going to this place. Never been. I wouldn't mind going.
Puerto Rico.
I bet you the food is delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Muy delicioso. Puerto Rico in 1952 becomes a self-governing U.S. commonwealth. I don't really fully understand what a commonwealth is.
Similar to the Virgin Islands, how they're a part of America. You know, it's kind of what Canada's trying to do. They want to try to enter into the Commonwealth of America, governing under the USA, but still have like their individual, you know, Puerto Rico.
Canada wants to do that?
Sections of Canada.
Interesting.
So like Winnipeg and that area could become a state, or it could become a Commonwealth extension to America.
Interesting. Well, today in 1952,
Puerto Rico
becomes the Constitution Day in Puerto Rico.
It's a big day.
So I would love to go check it out. The whole island chain is pretty cool. Some pretty cool vibes out there. Oh. And next, we're going to be jumping into vibes on a keychain.
You know, I first started hearing about these, I would say, within the last 2 months, and now they're everywhere. I mean, I didn't know what they were at first, and now I call on accounts throughout the day that are selling them, and that is Labubus. If you have, you know, a child probably in the adolescent, teenage area, you probably already know what these are. They're like these little keychains, Art, and they kind of started as an Asian thing, right? That's where they were made out of, and they're kind of mirrored after an anime or a program that these characters represent.
Do they look like Wild Things, where the wild things grow?
You haven't seen what they look like?
Or something like that? Here, I got a link here. I'll just take a look.
Pull that up and take a look. But see, the thing is, they're so rare, and there's different series of them. There's like the everyday ones that you can probably find out in the marketplace.
Yeah, the smile kind of looks like where wild things grow.
It kind of looks a little evil.
Yeah. It's totally has some of that as the inspiration behind it, I feel like.
So basically 1 in 12 is like one of the standard ones. 1 in 44 is the hidden editions, and then the super rare is like 1 in 850. And so those super rare ones so far have auctioned at some places up to $1,500 for one of the ultra rare ones. They did a crossover one with, I think it was Vans, that became extremely rare. But the thing is, they're like the values and what's trending changes almost day to day.
Yeah.
There's like these pop-up markets for it. There's people getting online and bidding for it between certain hours of the day. It's just intense. So, again, I don't have kids in that age range. So I wouldn't have, known about this or even thought about it. And now I'm seeing them everywhere in the marketplace. And now that we're talking about it, our viewers will probably see it as well.
I mean, if you're talking knickknacks, you're talking, little tchotchke things, you're talking like fun stuff to have around that doesn't have any real value other than it looks cool. This is right up that alley.
It's a trend. I mean, it was like the Beanie Babies, right? Remember how there was like super rare Beanie Babies and everyone was buying that? Or Pokemon cards, everyone wanted the Charizard or the Blastoise. They were buying every pack of cards to try to get it.
Hmm.
And then people were retailing those cards for a ridiculous price. So I don't know, every 5-10 years, there's these new trends. And I think Labubus are in right now. And so God bless you if you're into that stuff.
So maybe if you're like, you want to be this. Oh wait, is that what people are all rushing? Like I've seen similar things where people like rush into Costco because they have like the Pokemon card decks and stuff, and then people like grown adults are like fighting over getting these Pokemon cards and
This has been going on for decades, though. Remember
with like the Furbies
yeah, remember the woman got her ear bit off over one
over a Furby.
in like 99?
Yeah, it's like,
This shit's been going on for a long time, like the craze.
I mean, what kind of like visual drug? Like what is it? Is it an acceptance?
I don't
Like what is the driving force here? Like I want to be recognized and accepted as like, oh, I'm doing it cool too.
It could be, and I think
Like what is it?
the fact that it's so rare, because like you think about something like shoes, for example, like or Jinko jeans, which were really big when we were in middle school and high school,
Well, I
but
mean,
those were
they
readily
were made big.
they were readily available. They weren't
No, I'm joking.
they weren't like they weren't rare. Like you weren't like going online like, oh,
Yeah,
I got to get these rare Jinkos that nobody has.
yeah.
These are rare, so like everyone wants to have the real rare one, just like everyone wanted a Charizard.
That's true. That's true. Another rare thing that has happened, it's a 1 in 2,400 chance when you're born to have this gastriosis. It's a rare condition, and 1 in every 2,400 children are born with this. Apparently, I just learned about this today. Apparently, it causes you to have horrendous body odor, and it's a bizarre medical condition. There are some ways to combat this.
What do you think it smells like?
It
Is it like
probably,
shit?
yeah, it probably smells like, feces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like foul because, for Darryl Hall's condition, and Darryl is who we're going to talk about here. And I'm going to start off by saying, super solid lad, way to persevere through this condition. But basically, he's like born where he didn't have the right abdominal wall.
Yeah.
So the intestines developed outside of the body. To combat this, they have to like, you know, cut them, put them back in, but that left him with only 30 centimeters of a small intestine, and the normal length is 600 centimeter.
Right.
So that's like very short. That makes it hard for what he's able to eat and like quickly digest. You don't get the same amount of nutrients from stuff.
Does he have like a colostomy bag?
Um, that I didn't see that in my bullet points here. I don't think so,
Okay.
because I do believe they got everything back inside.
So he's
And
able to shit regularly.
yep. And then
That's amazing.
eventually they did a intestine length surgery, so they like increased the intestine length, so then that way he can get the full nutrition, because when it's going through all your intestines, that's like where you're absorbing
Right.
the nutrition apparently,
Yep. Or some of the drugs.
or like whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know and so
That's pretty wild. They're able to do that.
yeah, it's pretty tough though, because like eating beef or chicken or certain types of food will spike this horrible smell. And like, being a kid, like you're supposed to get the Labubu things, or like, this and that. And then so if you're growing up going through puberty, it's apparently really tough,
I
and
bet.
like you just kind of reek and try to act normal all the time.
We've probably known some people like that and never even realized they had this.
Yeah,
Because there was always like that one kid that smelled like shit.
and you're just
And you're
like,
just like, oh man, he just stinks.
yeah, like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, kind of feel bad for him, but he's
He's making
really
the best of it.
persevered through this. He's now a line chef in a successful Latin American restaurant
Wow.
and downtown Chicago, and has ambitions to open up his own restaurant in the future.
Solid lad.
And, it was an interesting article. It kind of grabbed me with the, just walking around smelling horrible and having to deal with that. But once I actually opened this up and started reading about it, I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty crazy. And honestly, 1 in 24,000 doesn't seem that rare. Like that's kind of
That
common,
seems pretty common. I mean,
right?
we've covered even much more rare cases, but I'm sure is there anything they can give him, or like how does he cover up the smell? Do you think, or does he just deal with it?
I mean, he probably eats as clean as he can.
Yeah,
And then regular showers and I mean
deodorant,
some nice
body spray.
yeah, perfume.
Sometimes it makes it worse though when you try to put that shit
Yeah.
over shit. It's like a
Yeah.
skunk wearing perfume.
Yeah, and like I haven't fully been able to like visualize it. Like your intestines are formed outside of your body, and like so, how do they get it all back in and like regenerated? Like
There's a lot
so,
here I don't know.
so yeah, there's a lot that I haven't been able to like visualize how exactly it worked, but apparently you can live through this and still make it. And once you're out of high school and around all this unnecessary pressure of peers and being around people, then you probably have a lot of more acceptance in your life and can really take control. So I'll go ahead and give it up to the motivational man of the week, Mr. Darryl Hall. I'm going to say that you're providing motivation by going through this stuff and continuing to eat healthy and doing the right things and continuing your career and continuing to work and try. Because I
Yeah,
know people who don't even try that aren't dealing with that.
that is true. Yeah, shout out to Darryl Hall for overcoming that abdominal wall and really making the most of it. So solid lad there. Let's keep moving to my random records. Solid lad here. 24-year-old Pierce Show is his name. North Texas man, just North Dallas down there, one of my favorite parts of the country. Ran over 126 consecutive half marathons, Art, to set the world record
On a treadmill,
on a treadmill. So
right?
he hasn't done it outdoors. Now, there's some stipulations to this. There always has to be someone running with him, or at least in the vicinity to basically witness these things, because we've learned from our good friend David Rush over there
Hmm.
that there's certain rules and regulations that qualify these specific records. That you need the proof, you need a witness, you need all these different things.
Yeah.
So it's one of his buddies. They do running, they do it together. He started running 5Ks and he loved it. He just said this is tremendous, and so he wanted to push himself to see how far he can go. 126 consecutive half marathons, one per day.
So how many miles is that?
Well, a half marathon is what, 13.7 miles, something like that. Someone knows the answer out
So
there.
he's like almost did 200 miles
Yeah,
and
in 126 days
okay.
because they were consecutive. So he
So
just
it's
kept
not like
hammering.
he wasn't doing it like at
Oh no,
once.
he didn't just
He
like
was like
run.
doing it once a day.
Yep, every single day
Okay.
he was running a half marathon basically every day for 126 days, and he's not done. That's the record. He says he wants to go to 150 before he takes a
Okay.
day off. So he's going to get it.
I think that's great, and it's really pretty amazing when you can get into a routine of like health and like
Hmm.
doing it for you, and then because it's always hard at first to add something new to the routine, and you kind of have to pull yourself to do it, but eventually like you might still not want to, but it's so routine that you just do it anyway without really thinking. So
Yeah, it's just part of your.
he's in that zone.
And he's 24 years old. He's in good shape. Solid lad. Pierce Show. Keep it up. That's good stuff. So that is my random record of the week.
I love the records of the
The
week.
Would You Rather kind of was inspired by this a little bit
Okay.
because I had found that this is one of the first articles I put in was my record this week, and I got to thinking about it, and it inspired this week's Would You Rather. But
Well,
first,
hold on. Yeah,
we got to go back.
we got to cover the grotesque one from getting sneezed or drinking chew tobacco.
Yes, remind the viewers of last week's Would You Rather.
Yeah, so would you rather drink uh chew spit, tobacco, you could spit it out,
Yep.
or get sneezed in the face, directly in the face from a stranger in public?
So, Art, you and I both took the Chew Beer last week on HFA over there on our Twitter poll at Happy Fry USA. You can take our polls that go up every Friday. America is taking getting sneezed in the face 100%.
100%.
100%.
Even Mia Sposa said the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are going that way. A lot of
Yeah.
people, Chew Beer just freaks people out.
Well, it's our own chew beer.
When I've done it,
Both of
I
us
used to chew tobacco and I drank my own Chew Beer one time. So it was like, yeah, it
as well.
sucked. But
It's already done.
see, that's why we went with it.
Yeah, that
'Cause
would you
we
rather
did
was
it.
already done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I already finished that.
And I don't want to be sneezed in the face. So that was last week.
Yeah.
All right. This week, this is an interesting one because you got to think about it a couple different ways, which I know you already have. We were kicking it around a little bit. So, viewers of the world in America, would you rather have to run everywhere instead of walk, or walk everywhere instead of drive? So, let me clarify some things here. Running everywhere instead. So, if you're walking to your kitchen to grab a refreshing beverage, you got to run.
Uh-huh.
If you're taking the trash out, you got to run down there. It's everything is running in your movement.
Okay.
Or you're never driving again. You want to go on a road trip? Well, you have to hoof it because you're walking. Which way are you going?
But I can't do like a Greyhound.
Oh, yeah, you can do public transit. Yeah, I guess that's just true.
Okay. I mean, I'm going public trans.
I'm running.
You're running everywhere
I'm running, baby.
and staying in your car.
I love my car. I
So
love driving.
you just go everywhere fast.
I'm in a hurry. Yeah. You might as
Yes.
well put some sponsors on me because he's going somewhere quick.
I guess I'm going the tortoise route because I'm walking,
It sounds like you.
and then I'm also going to be taking public transportation. So that's taking me twice as long to get anywhere automatically.
I mean, you could take an airplane, you could take a bus, train,
Yeah,
you could take an Uber, right?
you can.
So
can.
you can't drive.
That's gonna suck. But I'm not running everywhere.
I just think it would be funny.
I mean, look, you're looking at potential.
Injuries.
You're running down the stairs with your trash bag. What about when you have to move?
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
So you're like moving shit, and you're like
Running.
trying to run while you're moving this.
There was a guy on YouTube. I think he still does it. I think his name's Daniel LaBelle.
Yeah,
I've shared some videos with him. He's like, if people did everything really aggressively, he did one where it's like if people had to run everywhere instead of walk, and it's hilarious because he's doing all these activities we're talking about in record speed.
yeah. I'm going walking with no driving. I'm taking public transportation.
Kev's running everywhere like a madman.
Yep.
Which way you going, America? Let us know. Comments below or over there on Twitter X.
Yes. That was good. I like that.
Yes, thank you. And I guess that keeps rolling right into my next article.
A Florida man can.
A Florida man. The amount of times I've covered dumbasses from the state of Florida on this program is well over 85%. The dumbasses of the week typically come out of Florida. I don't know what's going on in that state, but it gives us some great content. So here we go.
It's all the bog creature activity.
There is a lot of bog creatures down there. There's a lot of drugs, and it has its place. I'll just say that, okay? Because I love you people in Florida. A 38-year-old man, Christopher Spain, is my dumbass of the week, received a driving under the influence of alcohol while driving his lawnmower down the Suncoast Parkway, which is a toll road. That's like 470 here, at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Riding this lawnmower, yeah, it was 8:30 last week on this highway, and yeah, they said that he was physically completely trashed at 8:30 in the morning. He had a small blue straw in his possession. He refused the sobriety test and urine samples, was arrested for DUI and released on a $500 bond. So I guess this is a good reminder that just because you're not operating a motor vehicle, I mean, I guess a lawnmower kind of
It had a motor.
Yeah, but it's not a vehicle. It's a agricultural piece of equipment.
But that's a vehicle. If it has four wheels, a motor, and like a turning wheel where you can turn it, that's
Is a motorcycle a vehicle?
Yes.
Well, that only has two wheels.
It's wheels.
It's wheels. So how many wheels qualifies as a vehicle? Because you have a unicycle?
One. Yeah.
Interesting.
I would consider any kind of cycle, bicycle, tricycle.
See, now you're starting to get it. It's not a motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
Yeah, it's not a motorcycle.
No, but I said bicycle both ways.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
Tricycle, motorcycle. See, it makes sense.
They're
everybody.
all vehicles.
They are vehicles.
A skateboard
is a vehicle?
I would consider a skateboard a vehicle.
Oh, that's interesting.
Especially like the ones with the motors and shit.
Like those e-scooters that are on the street?
A vehicle.
So
yeah,
any of those things that we just listed off, if you're operating that under the influence of alcohol, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble.
I think he did the right thing and didn't do like the roadside.
I do believe
testing,
though.
like
I remember something
avoiding the test to confirm.
Yeah, but he still got the DUI.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's probably less than what he would have received if
he's over the legal limit. He's over.
If they would have tested his blood,
he got fucked either way.
What was the straw for?
Probably cocaine.
Yeah,
would be my guess. I don't. I mean, maybe he was slurping down a Capri Sun. I don't know.
Or maybe he was like trying to get extra speed by like going behind him.
You'd have to be pretty drunk to get that kind of boost.
I mean, Superman was able to do that.
I just remembered on my driver's ed test back in whatever goddamn year that was, if anything under 5 horsepower is not considered a motor vehicle, at least in the state of New Hampshire, and that law might have changed since then.
I mean, how much horsepower does a human have? Not one? Does a human not even have 1 horsepower?
No, we don't have the equivalent of 1 horsepower because a horse is much more powerful than a human. We already went through this with the duck-sized horses, Art.
That was not part of the horsepower question.
Wasn't. No, it wasn't. But
okay.
So 5 horsepower motor. This lawnmower definitely had more than 5 horsepower, so it is a vehicle, motor vehicle. So that would question the skateboard and the bicycle argument on if you would get a DUI on those. I think what you would get is you would get public intoxication and reckless behavior, or what do they call that? not reckless behavior, but yeah.
I don't know. My only advice is that you get a lawyer
Well, yeah,
and just try to be a decent human being. Intuition, like we all intuitively know what's right and wrong.
yeah. He knew that driving down the highway at 8:30 in the morning, wasted on his lawnmower, was not a good idea. Maybe he thought it was a good
Where
idea.
was he even going? Was
Probably
he
to go get more beer.
trying to work? Like, yeah, what are you doing out there?
He's probably riding his lawnmower to go get some more beer
Yeah.
because liquor stores get ready to open up. He wants to be there on his lawnmower.
Oh God, that just sounds like a rough day.
Why would you take the toll road, if any? I mean, I don't know what the setup down there. Either way, we spent enough time. Christopher Spain, dumbass of the week. Let's keep it moving, Art.
Doing illegal activities. Well, apparently in Stockton, California, it's also illegal to own a pig in this specific neighborhood. And this week's wild animal is Wiggly the Piggly that is absolutely running the streets in Stockton, California. There is complaints out. People are saying that that this pig is a nuisance.
It's a potbelly pig.
Potbelly pig, and he's only 7 months old, so he's young.
He's rambunctious.
He's young, ready to get it. And honestly, you had a dumbass of the week, but I'm gonna actually nominate the owner of this pig as dumbass of the week
All right, we got two
because
dumbasses.
here's the thing: they're illegally owning a pig.
Yep, that's not good.
It continually keeps escaping.
Yep,
So they're not containing the animal correctly, which is a dumb move.
that's dumbass behavior.
And then it continues to happen frequently. So like I also think this person should be nominated as dumbass of the week.
I'm good with that.
I wonder if
We don't have their
it's
name.
possible to have like in this neighborhood a pig as like if you have like chickens and you harvest them for the egg. Like what if you were farming the pig? Like and then is it still considered an animal? So I wonder if there's a loophole to this thing.
Depends on the zone laws out there. California's got weird laws.
Yeah, I mean, humans, we have a lot of thoughts, and unfortunately, some of them become rules. But the owner has 14 days to comply with
Wiggly's facing some time, huh?
animal services because they need to relocate this animal or face fines. And so, like, because it's illegal in this neighborhood to have a pig as a pet,
Yeah, it's a potbelly pig, which is like, they're not that big.
but they're smarter than dogs.
They are. No, I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying, they're not. They have a lot of energy. I don't know why people want to own them as pets. Like
They're kind of cute.
these are like the type of pigs that are sleeping indoors. Like we're not talking about Porky Pig, the big fat pink pig that's rolling around in mud and shit in the backyard
Yeah.
that you end up turning into bacon later. This is like a pet pig. Some
Yeah.
people have them. I wouldn't want one.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want one either unless if it's on my griddle in the morning. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
love pork.
But it takes a while to get through your digestive system. Actually, I didn't even research any of that, but I just assume it's true. I do assume it's true.
Do your own research, people.
Yes, please. And so there's a race to get Wiggly the Piggly. It's actually Wiggly the Pig, but I like Wiggly the Piggly more.
There's a Piggly Wiggly at the store.
It is. It is. And actually, there was a Wiggly Piggly pot shop off Colfax. Probably still there. If you're in Denver, you can check it out. See some sights down there.
Colfax is interesting if you've never seen it.
It is
I
interesting.
took a shit on that street.
It helps you stay humble. It helps you stay
Anytime
humble.
I go to Colfax, it reminds me that life's pretty good.
Yeah, and life is really good. And now we're going to celebrate the life of a lost legend.
Yeah, so obviously the rock and roll world lost an absolute icon earlier this week. Ozzy Osbourne, man, what a legend. I loved the Osbournes on MTV back in the early 2000s. I got really into his music. If you've touched rock and roll at all or listened to anything, you have to know the name Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, Black Sabbath, they put out that initial record in 1970. It had like the creepy little witch woman on the front. It's a classic album. And it just looks like a horror movie. And it was like the first time that like that type of music was brought to life. I heard James Hetfield and I heard all these great musicians talk about like the first time they heard Black Sabbath. We've never heard anything like that before Black Sabbath. And so Ozzy, he was a young kid in the 60s working in tool shops and oddball jobs and, as most musicians do, just trying to support their hobby. And he was heavily inspired by the Beatles, which we know how great they are in music history. And so, yeah, and then Ozzy, just 16 days ago, just played his farewell tour show, which Metallica was at, and a lot of other friends, and Zakk Wylde, and they reunited Black
He should have
Sabbath.
never played that show.
Yeah, but he knew his time was like when he
Or
sang
or
when he
when he did that show, do you think that because he like did that, he feel like he checked the box and then that's what
I think he knew he was close.
yeah.
When he started singing Mama I'm Coming Home, there wasn't a dry eye in that
Mm,
place. You know, he knew that his time was up. Still shocked the world. You know, we knew he was ill. He was battling Parkinson's disease. So
yeah.
that's a good reminder of what that disease can do. I know some people close to me that their parent has it and it's not great.
Mhm.
So yeah, R.A.P. Ozzy, solid lad. And then we lost another great one, Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
yesterday. So cardiac arrest, did a lot of steroids. He was a wild man. What a solid lad American, you know?
Yeah.
He used to come out to that "I'm a Real American" track, you know, in the WWF back then. The Hulkamania, man. I had a Hulkamania shirt.
I mean, the Hulk, I don't got much to say about his career. Um, you know, it's crazy life how it goes by, and then how will you be remembered? Um, really, I guess that's all that matters,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yep.
being a good person, doing meaningful things, and being authentic. Um, to help the next generation have the strength to do the same. To For Ozzy's case to be able to revolutionize and create a new form of music for people to use that as a way of release and creativity is amazing. And then, I mean, come on, brother. Like
Hell yeah, brother.
all the stuff with WrestleMania and one of our past hosts on old Happy Friday Denver, he's probably
He's feeling it.
he's probably thinking about it and favorite moments. So, life is one of those things that it's all temporary for all of us. And you know, we just got to make the most of it.
It's all we can do. Give a nod to those that inspired and just keep this train moving, you know.
Hmm.
Sun comes up tomorrow. You don't know when your time's up, so you might as well make the best of it. We're heading into a great weekend, Art. Great, fantastic weekend coming up. Cody Jinks is here in Denver, Colorado at Red Rocks. He's one of my favorite musicians. Saw him in Texas. I still don't know if I'm going to be there tomorrow night or not, but I'd like to be.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I want to rekindle the flame of a business opportunity and entrepreneurship, and just open up some more opportunities for business because it's sometimes it's easy to get discouraged
Yeah,
and like you get into the rhythm of things,
right.
and if you continue to try, then results will continue to show.
True.
And so I'm gonna see about setting up a little business lunch for us this weekend.
We have something in the works for sure with the discussion combustion production line. Mash the Gas has a lot of legs over there. DCPC's got some things. We got great guests coming up here in the next couple few weeks.
On
So
discussion combustion.
going to be absolutely
Hmm.
tremendous on discussion combustion. And then Happy Friday, we're going to have some fun every week. So NASCAR fans, we are in Indianapolis this weekend at the Brickyard. It's the same track they run the Indy 500 at. Great legacy there. Jeff Gordon won the inaugural in 1994. I'm so glad that we're back to the oval portion. We ran the road course for a bit. So Monday night, MTG on this channel. We'll be back to break all that down. Let's go get this weekend started, Art. You can be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Happy Friday USA across the board, Twitter, Facebook, or Facebook, Insta, I should say, Twitter, X, where you can take the polls over there at Happy Fry USA. You know, get in touch, leave us a comment, have some fun with us. Enjoy your weekend, America.